What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we've got a breakdown for the weekly reset this Tuesday, April 2nd. And straight away, kicking off this week's reset, we get the final reveal for Into the Light, or at least the final showcase that Bungie are live streaming, so we'll touch on that, and additionally we've got the return of Iron Banner. That actually comes with a brand new weapon, as well as some other updates. And otherwise, with us being a week out from the Into the Light update, we get a refresh on the season content, plus we'll round up all of our bonuses and rank boosts, raid refreshes, the exotic mission rotator, as well as featured activities, the Nightfall, playlist modes, and all of the key rewards and unlocks for the week. So we're going to round it up with everything worth knowing about what's happening in the game, guys, and as always, I hope you find the video useful today. If you do, a rating below really does help us out, but without further delay, let's get into it. And first up, immediately at the weekly reset this time around, we're going to get the final reveal stream for Into the Light. So Bungie have done 3 of these. Firstly, we got information about the Onslaught game mode, and then the core rewards and the Brave Arsenal. But this week, Bungie will be focusing on the return of 2 classic exotic missions, so that's going to be really interesting. They'll also preview the 3 new PvP maps which are arriving in May, and interestingly, a new PvE challenge which they call Pantheons. So obviously plenty more will be revealed during the live stream. That'll be kicking off once again at the weekly reset time, and as always, it's something I will keep you posted on, so keep it locked and loaded here on the channel. Otherwise though, we get the normal sort of milestone refresh for all of the season content and the Starcrossed mission, but one of the new components for the week is that Iron Banner will return to the tower. So Lord Saladin's coming back, and importantly, there is a new grenade launcher, which is called Tusk of the Boar, and this is a Strand Waveframe launcher, so gonna be an interesting one to try out. I do have a video breaking down all of the potential roles for this weapon, so I'll link that down below. But on top of that, Bungie have updated the Multimax CCX, which is the Iron Banner SMG, and so those are the 2 new things introduced into the pool. Otherwise, all of the rewards that have been available this season will continue to drop from the Iron Banner, and I believe there will be another Iron Banner or 2 before the launch of the final shape, so plenty of time to pick up these new rewards, but let us know if that new weapon has you interested to jump back into the event this reset. Over to the Vanguard though, the featured Nightfall for the week will be PsyOps Battleground on the Cosmodrome, so that's always fun, and the featured weapon is the Azumi RR4 according to the rotation, so we can pick up the normal and adept variant of that, and let us know in the comment section if you'll be jumping into Nightfalls this week. Otherwise, keep in mind the refresh on the Warlord's Ruin dungeon if you're still hunting down any of the rewards there, but over to the Crucible, and Clash and Elimination will be featured as well as Iron Banner this week, and importantly we'll get bonus Crucible ranks all week long alongside that, so whichever PvP playlists you're in, there'll be the benefit of that bonus reputation if you want to get leveled up. For the featured raid and dungeon activities though, initially, we've got the Vow of Disciple and the Throne World, where we can pick up the Collective Obligation and any of the legendary loot pool, and that is totally farmable while it's featured this week. But otherwise, it's good to see that Prophecy will also be featured this week, with it having that updated weapon pool recently, so another opportunity to farm away for all of the weapons across multiple encounters in the dungeon. So if you're looking to pick up any of the Prophecy stuff, definitely jump back in this reset. Otherwise, in the Legends tab though, we also have the exotic mission for the week, and the rotator rolls around to Operation Seraph Shield. So if you want to pick up the Revision Zero, which is still a craftable weapon, or any of the Season of the Seraph weapons, those can additionally be farmed inside of that activity this week. But for our final few bits, over to Eternity, and for the Dares of Eternity this week, we get the Rotation 2 loot pool, which includes the Scatterhorn and Praefectus armor sets, but also a bunch of weapons from Season of the Chosen, Worthy, and a couple of additional drops from Season of the Lost, which can drop randomly at the end of the activity. Onto the Lost Sector rotation for the week though. For Tuesday, we'll roll around to Concealed Void on Europa, which will be dropping exotic legs. Then we'll move over to Neomuna with Thrillerdrome on April 3rd, dropping exotic gauntlets, and Gilded Precept on April 4th, dropping exotic chest pieces. For April 5th though, we'll go to the EDZ with Scavenger's Den, which will be dropping exotic helmets. Then it'll be Skydock dropping exotic legs on April 6th, the Quarry on April 7th, dropping exotic arms, and finally, Aphelion's Rest in the Dreaming City on April the 8th, which will be dropping exotic chest pieces. So good luck if you're hunting down anything there. But our final mention for the Dreaming City would be for the Ascendant Challenge this week, which will be the Keep of Owned Edges found via Harbinger's Seclude. So if you want any gameplay of the location on how to find that one this week, I'll run it at the end of the video. And otherwise, that does it for the weekly reset roundup for the 2nd of April. So let us know down below if you'll be tuning into the live stream or jumping into the Iron Banner to pick up that new grenade launcher. There are a couple of interesting offerings this week, but once again, things will certainly get more interesting next week with the launch of Into the Light, and I'll be keeping you posted with all of that as always. So hit the notification bell and get subscribed if you want to be kept up to date. But if you've enjoyed the video today, a rating below really does help us out, and once again, let us know if you'll be jumping back into the game. Otherwise though, I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Particularly with the redesign of Manticore, there's a a fun strategy. I don't know how super effective it is, but like mountaintop to launch yourself way up into the air.
Yeah.
And switch over to Manticore.
Yeah.
And you can just hover around.
Just seems like a fever dream I had one time, honestly. Also, too, for the folks at home that may not have seen the Manticore kind of redesign, can you tell us a little bit, too, about how the intrinsic perk on that works now?
Yeah, so it's the base functionality of the way you use the weapon is fairly similar. We've tightened up its activation, so it will no longer activate if you're running downstairs and that kind of thing, which is pretty irritating. You can also just deactivate it by holding reload, and we'll do that quick special reload animation.
Oh, very nice.
Before you had to wait for it to expire or like switch off the weapon.
Yeah.
And then the catalyst, instead of just giving you damage resistance, now gives you a void overshield, which of course also gives you damage resistance, but can tie into void builds in a pretty synergistic way.
Very nice, honestly.